Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to do number 9 out of the book What If God Wrote Your Bucket List by Jay Payleitner. We've been going through this book. Author of this book is just kind of given like his idea of what he thinks God would want us to do and the things that God would want us to worry about in our everyday life. And the title for today's is Come to the Garden. So I'm gonna start out reading some, and then Mariah's gonna read some, and we'll just kind of take turns until we get through it. Okay. For more than 2 decades, I have been privileged to work with some amazing ministries doing amazing work. As a freelance radio producer, I've helped raise funds to send Bibles to every corner of the world for Bible League International, support pastors in Russia for the Josh McDowell Ministry, build homes in Kentucky for the Christian Appalachian Project, deliver Christmas gifts to the children of inmates for Prison Fellowship, rescue young women from human trafficking for Stella's Voice, sponsor screenings of the Jesus film in Africa villages, distribute buckets of food and supplies to Malawi for Feed the Hungry, meet the needs of the homeless through city team rescue missions, and support the wide range of services of the Salvation Army. I continue to be blessed by the integrity of these organizations and the work that they do, helping real people with real needs. Many of the personal stories I have recorded and shared over the airways have blown me away, but one stands out. And Mariah's going to read that story.
Years ago, while working with the Bible League International, I got hold of a scratchy, echoey record.
Your tongue doesn't work today either.
I got hold of a scratchy, echo recording of a pastor in China who had been arrested and tortured and spent much of his imprisonment at the bottom of a 15-foot pit filled with human waste. On the tape, the veteran pastor had recorded part of a song he sang while waiting in the cesspool. When I first heard the recording, I immediately sensed a reality to his joyfulness that was difficult to believe. You could hear the delight in his voice as he sang the old hymn, In the Garden. The song was written by C. Austin Miles in 1912. It wasn't in the hymn books of the church I attended growing up, but I was vaguely familiar with it. The hymn has been recorded by Doris Day, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, and Willie Nelson. Hollywood has used it in several films, including Nashville and Places in the Heart. The tune is haunting, the lyrics simple and heartfelt. I'm not singing it, so you can get it out of your head. No.
She has a beautiful singing voice.
I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there.
I'm just waiting for you to bust out in the song. It's gotta be hard to read that and not sing it.
None other has ever known. None other? What? None other has ever known. He speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe, his voice to me is calling. Through a translator, the old pastor explained that when he was in the cesspool, the guards would leave him alone. There was no torture or outside disturbance. The once disgusting pit had become his private worship space, his garden. That Chinese pastor is a living, breathing example of Psalms 5:11. Let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them ever sing for joy. I think of that pastor often, and it may sound irrational, but I'm a little jealous, really. Maybe if you heard that recording, you'd believe me. To experience true joy, regardless of your comfort, situation, or status, must be deeply satisfying. I can't cross that concept off my bucket list quite yet, but I'm working on it. I invite you to do the same.
We're all very much like that, though. We get so complacent in the ways that we like things and what we're used to having that in times of minor discomfort that we forget that we should be happy about what we've already been given.
But if you have Jesus in your heart, you already have that joy in your life.
Yep. You have enough to be happy about. So then he's got on the checklist, the last little thing that he says is, you don't need many of them, but I pray you'll experience a handful of breakthrough spiritual moments that penetrate your heart, your mind, and your soul all at the same time. Those are truths worth hanging on to. You can come back to them again and again. I'm afraid those insights typically don't come without laying a little groundwork. You need to open a devotional, sit in a pew, dust off your Bible, or tune in to Christian radio.
Or watch our channel.
91.7, Spirit FM's good Christian channel. It might also help if you sit regularly with a small group of friends, listening to their stories and maybe sharing some of your own. So we all have times that we've been through where it is undeniable that God has showed his presence in our life. And we should think about those more often, and that will cause us to be more grateful of everything that we have. So Psalms 46:10, I was reminded of this verse as we were studying this lesson. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." When you slow down and remember who God really is, then there's a comfort in knowing that he's got your back and he's going to take care of whatever you're going through. Oh, and then the last little thing, he's got like a little check mark down here. It says, "Take refuge and find true joy in the Lord." And there really is a true comfort and satisfaction in knowing that everything is already taken care of and that God's going to work it out for good. That's the end of this study. We hope you guys got something out of it.
If you would like to continue on in this study with us, join us next week and we will do number 10 in the book. We hope you guys have a great day and a very Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.